Hello, 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 and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have all been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Again, thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box because all the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, or whatever works for you. Thank you, Kristen. That I'm not surprised. Thank you. All right. Oh, I'm glad you like the flowers and the color. I mean, that is kind of how we do around here. So, thank you, Kristen. All right, so, the days are just packed. Okay. Let me go over here and scroll down just a little bit so I can get to on today's episode. Because boy, oh boy, I am so enjoying this man's failures. I cannot even express it. There are not words to express how much I am enjoying watching this man with 34 felony convictions. He's an adjudicated R-word, 6 bankruptcies, decades and a lifetime of cruelty and selfishness, and to just watching him fall on his face with almost everything he's doing. Whew, anyway, okay. I agree, Kelly. Bliss. All right, so on today's episode, Trump's golf club at Bedminster, New Jersey, was cited with 18 health code violations, including some pretty egregious ones that I won't even go into because I don't even want to know some of that grossness. 18 health code violations. Trump signed a travel ban on nations from 12 countries, restrictions on 7 more, based on, we'll get there. What? And Trump bans Harvard from admitting new international students. And that will be in court, probably blocked by the courts in 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, let's jump in at 3 minutes, 10 seconds in. Oh, gross. Yes, Rob. Go to Trump Bedminster, play a round of golf, get a free bonus round of dysentery. Yes. Anyway. Trump's golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, was cited with 18 health code violations, including some particularly egregious ones. Overall, out of 100, the facility scored just 32. 32 out of 100 in its health inspection, the lowest grade in all of Somerset County. Somerset, not that Somerset, the one in New Jersey. Moreover, 9 out of the 18 violations were deemed to be the most serious category, posing a quote, unacceptable health risk, unquote, to people at the establishment. Will this spell real trouble for Dumpy's Club? There's an argument to be made that some jokes cross a line. So you tell me if it crossed a line that Sniffy Jr. was being heinous, particularly cruel and heinous, and thinks he's superior and just as awful as Sniffy Jr. can be. and someone responded to him by saying, I think this has crossed the line, but you tell me. Somebody responded to him by saying, shouldn't you go mow your mother? Not in a but just literally like cut the grass, because his father put his mother on a. I think that crossed a line, but yeah, I'd say there are a few things wrong. Excuse me. Yes, Byrne. Guess he couldn't bribe the inspector. Funny, I thought of that too. GM Dave, yes, they used to be filthy rich. Now they're just more filthy. Yes, than rich. Yes. Anyway, so Bedminster. Oh yeah, the dishwashers, the hand washing, yeah, meat storage, yeah, the whole thing. So Debsy says he's going to threaten the health inspector in 3, 2, 1. Yes. Let me know if there's too much noise. I'll close the window. Oh, just grossness. Unfortunately, this is the last card. So, so the health inspector had some things to say. Page of Wands, King of Wands. So there's Trump the man and his sons. Queen of Pentacles. You know, I know at Mar-a-Lago they specifically employ foreigners. Yeah, you can't make it up. But are they cutting corners? Are they not training people? You mean Donald J. for Genius Trump doesn't know how to run a business? 6 of Swords, Devil. Well, at some point, things might not go so well. Having to leave because things are so bad. But I don't know that it's necessarily the problems at Bedminster. It might be the problems in the Trump family. Hello, love. Love awakens. Claude, I agree. A 6-month period that feels more like 6 years. Yeah. Whew. Hello, Kenya Jones. Oh, fix your blankie. There you go. There you go, sweetheart. You're like a good boy. All right. 2 of Pentacles. I think it's going to remain rather shaky because, yeah, let's say they're not running this business very well. There's not enough capital going into the business. He's a bad manager? Say it isn't so. Again, 6 of Swords right in the middle. It's all exposed. 6 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, throw a little bit of money at it. It's just going to stumble along. It's horrible. And I'm sorry, how much money are people paying to have access to that place? I'm sorry, how much? How many hundreds of thousands of dollars? I'm sorry. And it's not safe to eat things out of the kitchen. Really? Hundreds of thousands of dollars per person. Bernadette is saying this Leon in the felon feud is getting good. Yeah. I had a question up here at 9 minutes 50 seconds in. Basically, if something happens to the club, what's going to happen to what is going to happen to Ivana? for jaundice. There we go, Deb. And Lewis, thank you. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to the Musk tweets. We'll get there. Now, oh, look at that. Death card, star. It says Musk unfollows. Yeah, unfollowed Stephen Miller. Well, I guess he didn't need to stay in contact with. Musk didn't need to stay in contact with Stephen Miller because he was only doing it to talk to his wife. Doesn't need to anymore. Okay. Ivana. Oh, thank you, Kelly. How is the sound levels? It's just been very noisy outside, but I really like the fresh air. Strength. 7 of Pentacles. We know he did it to get some kind of tax break. 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords. He has quite a decision, adding insult to injury. No, she's just there. Bedminster's just there. Ivana's just, well, her coffin's, her official grave is there. So, all right. Hang on. All right, let's move these couple of Elon Musk. Sound is fine. Thank you, Debsy. Thank you, Valerie. Okay, let me move these couple of Elon Musk questions up. This question was originally from Cosmic Goat Lady, but we do have more going on in the chat, where Kristen from Uncover the News was kind enough to bring that Musk posted, I'm guessing on X. Oh, that's the thing about the big bonkers bill. Where was the? Yeah. Okay, let me go back over here then. 1 second. There we go. So Elon Musk posted, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate." Small issue with that. If anyone's expecting him to say more than that, you don't get your hopes up, because if he says anything more than that, anything specific, he ends up in under scrutiny. Ultimately, he could lose government contracts. So this would be more of a perhaps shot across the bow. Love Awakened says, wait, what? Oh yeah, Elon Musk is saying that if it wasn't for him, Trump would not be president, and Republicans would not control the Senate nor the House. There's been talk all along or since election night, that Trump said something like, and Elon just looked at his phone or touched something on his phone or what have you, and everything got better. Kristen says, I'm going to need a bigger popcorn machine. Oh, I am so in. I love popcorn. So, but he's getting mad. It does, viola blue. It sounds like he's admitting to election interference. Let's have a look at this. Oh, there's some judgment. All right, I've got to close this window. The noise is driving me crazy. Come on. Ugh. Down. Oh, goodness gracious. Ugh. Okay. I'll make it happen. This is communication with the first card is also with a 2. These are not stable cards. These are not strong implanted. This is communication, movement, and this is very unsteady. The secrets behind it. Two of Wands, 7 of Cups. Illusion, delusion, or just flat out lies. We didn't see what we thought we saw, or what we saw wasn't real, rather. Ace of Wands, that would be if it's far right action. Ace of Swords, that's technology. These are both aces. These are both huge amounts or something new, or both. And there's big old judgment. Big old judgment. Thank you for becoming a member, Carolyn. Thank you. Is Muck going to accidentally say the quiet part out loud? The man is not sober. Is he going to run his mouth? Is he going to post something or say something publicly that, oops, whoopsies? Thank you, Kristen. Oh, Roxy from the UK. Hi, chat. So happy to be here. We're happy you're here. Molly says they already have. Oh, are we talking about Musk running his mouth? Ten of Pentacles. That's the legacy. An absolute chaos behind it. High Priestess. Secrets. It's also esoteric thinking. It can be higher wisdom. This could be using someone who can use computers really, really well. Understands all the occult knowledge. And occult just means hidden. Things behind the scenes, things, programming. And Queen of Cups, those are Democrats. 6 of Swords. That could be moving votes. Magician, how you're moving the resources. Chariot, for a big thing. Oh boy. The cards, entertainment only YouTube, the cards are being very, very clear. The question is it going to come out? It's going to come out like it should. And I'm not usually a conspiracy theory person. Long-time viewers, you know that I'm not a conspiracy person. I think more often than not, the truth is pretty mundane or boring or just small and selfish in some way. Excuse me. What was that? But with all the crazy astrology happening, once in a lifetime, even not even that, once in human history, then we're right in the middle of it. Not only is there likelihood that this is going to be the changeovers to AI, but there's all kinds of crazy stuff that can happen in the next few years. So if something like this came out and could be proven, I don't actually know that it would rip the country apart. I really don't. Because if they could prove it, obviously there would be some people who wouldn't want to hear it, but it would turn people against the government. It would turn people dangerously against politicians. I'm a little concerned. Eight of Cups. Leaving something unfinished. There's a gap. Four of Pentacles. Day late and $1 short. Burdened. Turned around. Turned upside down. Boom. Tower. Aggressive. Far right. Is it going to come out that they didn't win? Yikes. Ms. Gibson says, I do not see it hurting our country. I see it as getting us a chance to do this together. I agree. I mean, I'm very much against I'm very much against political violence. I'm not big on violence except in self-defense anyway. So Tammy Bailey says headed for the fiction section. Yeah. Be Grateful says wildest attention on Biden. Oh, we're going to get there. I even added a little something I can reuse as needed to the StreamYard system here. Whatever happens, we will come out stronger. But the card for the reading is the government, and the first card is the DEATH card. And then we ultimately end up somewhere better, but it's hard not to see that as some form of DEATH of government. Please be peaceful. Please be peaceful. Please be peaceful. Okay. All right. The part 2 of this at 24:30. Wait, don't do that. Okay. 24:30 is Cosmic Goat Lady was asking, could Musk be so vindictive about Trump's treatment of him that he wants to spill the beans about the election, that he wants to because the arrogance on this guy is off the charts. And while you or I, we wouldn't be in that situation, but if something happened and suddenly we were in that situation, we wouldn't. But he's so full of himself, so deeply, deeply selfish and arrogant in a way that only billions upon billions of dollars can make you. Well, having been brought up by a family who made their fortune from blood emeralds, conflict emeralds, whatever you'd like to call them. All right. Does he want to? He thinks Trump is ungrateful. Musk thinks Trump is ungrateful, childish, a terrible business person. He smells bad. And somehow Trump owes him. King of Swords. This is use of electronics. Fool. Ace of Swords. Gave the Fool something. Knight of Cups. Oh, there are Democrats. There are people waiting who would love to research whatever information you want to give them. Queen of Swords. That would be investigations. And there's the World. It would be a big ending. He thinks, Muck thinks Trump owes him something. Weird. Okay. Whew. Gross. All right, and then I condensed, Cosmic Goat Lady, if you forgive me, I condensed down the expression you used. Then, so from now on, I'm going to be calling the budget the taco bill. Yeah. Anyway, which I'm sure somebody's used, but did Elon turn on the taco bill because the subsidies on electric cars are going away, making gas cars more attractive? Oh, he's been quite open about the problems he has with it, I think. He's also annoyed he's been pushed out. This is what they're doing with the resources. This is the budget they're putting together. It is far too burdened. The Trump administration has spent stupid amounts of money already. All this talk of cutting, no. They're spending more. Queen of Pentacles. The GOP are going along with it, and that's this is actually how Dumpy sees himself, 100 feet tall with his blonde hair blowing in the wind. It just feels like Elon is waiting for Trump to give him stuff. Contracts or an easy way to make money or something. But that's why does this get ugly? Open and ugly. We knew that those two narcissists were not going to be able to function together. We knew that. I'm amazed it took this long. So this is a real change because of the sheer amount of money that Musk has. This is a serious change from what Trump got used to in his center of power. Knight of Swords. Well, they're already bickering. The Magician. Knight of Cups. quite often this Knight of Cups would be an attempt at reconciliation. But with the Magician card here, how to use your resources, and this card there, is this going to get ugly between them? Kind of a matter of time. They're attacking each other already. I'm not getting a straight up answer. Very strange. Why did Elon turn against the Taco Bell? Raymond, yes, President Taco, soon to be not Joe President. I love that. Oh, Rita Savoy says, I'm off to a summer thing. Find fresh strawberries. Oh, lovely. So, Elon thinks he should be in charge. He was supposed to, he had a job to do, but he was betrayed, and it just feels like he thinks he should be in charge. They should have given him more power. And that's all I'm getting. I'm getting, I mean, really, they're two black holes of narcissism just circling each other. That's what I'm getting. Viola Blue says, Donnie said today he did a lot for Elon and helped him. He's disappointed. Well, of course he is. Like I said, two black holes of narcissism, and they're just spinning around faster and faster. So, okay. This is really stupid. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There. There. Hang on. There's the serial killer. Someone wildly unqualified. There's, all right, I don't see a question, so I'm going to add one. Apparently, Trump wants investigations open into Joe Biden. Because it says how bad was his mental decline? Were other people using the auto pen for the executive orders, which would nullify a whole bunch of Biden's pardons? So but Trump wants there to be an investigation into Biden's mental decline. Oh, what's that I hear? He's also frustrated that that's true, Lena. You mean Biden the robot? Yes. Kelly says, yeah, Trump wants Hunter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is this going to happen? Shia is saying he wants an excuse to be able to go after those on the January 6th committee. Mm-hmm. I don't see it ending well for either the DOJ or Dump's side. Ace of Cups, healthcare. 7 of Pentacles, fruits of labor. Like, the pardons, the things that Biden did. And then we have Nine of Wands. Yeah, this is not going to go so well. This is not going to go so well for Dumpy. Matter of fact, I'm wondering if it's not top of the news because it's like you can't really get it there from here. Lois says also Biden had presidential immunity. And Rita, I agree. His jealousy of Biden and Obama has consumed him for years. Yes. Yep. Oh, we haven't. I've seen some people come in and ask questions about what we have and haven't covered. Please put your questions in the chat before I come on. Please, oh please. I'm here literally every single day of the year. So, all right. I'm just not. There's some things that remain secret that they're none of your business. Trump's trying to be a bully. You can't dig up somebody's history. Like there's no, just no. No. Plus, to talk about a sore loser. Jeez. Okay. Do put your questions in the chat before I come on, please, because I have all my questions for today. But I'm always looking for questions before I come on. Okay. Do you recall, cast your mind back to Dumpy's first term where he tried to put in a Muslim travel ban and how well that went? Trump signed a travel ban on nationals from 12 countries, restrictions on 7 more. Banned countries include Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial New Guinea? Equatorial Guinea? Haiti, Iran, etc. Yemen. Okay, with certain exemptions, Trump's order bans citizens from those countries seeking to come to the U.S. permanently as legal immigrants, as well as temporary visa holders like tourists. Yep. Here's the thing. Why? Well, we know why. He's an absolutely vicious, screaming racist. But anyway, this was allegedly in retaliation for the Boulder, Colorado attack. Egypt isn't on the list. It was an Egyptian man, the Boulder, Colorado attack, and Egypt isn't on the list. So what? Oh, stupid! It burns. Okay. I've lost brain cells. I have. They're just things shorting out from complete dissonance and hypocrisy and flat out stupidity. Travel bans. I'm going to guess that you can still come if you have enough money that you can somehow put in his pocket. Grace, that is true. But his ICE agents have had 6 months to deal with this. Exactly. Ms. Gibson, what do you have to do? Kenny Jones saying the man has lost it. Oh, yeah, he wasn't bright to begin with, so. This is going to affect a lot of students. King of Swords, King of Pentacles. I'm just trying to keep people out. There's the Emperor saying who can be here and who can't. And those who are rich sitting pretty. Is the judicial going to get involved and say, no. So it says, don't let it fry your brain. True. Oh, kitty in a box. Grace, or if they're from South Africa. If they're white in South Africa. Eesh. It is pretty blatant. This coming up with a page for Trump here. This would be a weak argument. Star is hope, but there's the Emperor. He's trying, but there's still hope here. Will the travel ban stick? Kelly says, I just had a strong urge to start a taco truck. Or a burrito, since they fold easily. Yeah, I think the courts will get involved, but Dumpy and his ilk are going to drag this out. That's the main thing I'm getting. So Valerie says, but we were promised taco trucks on every corner. Hello, Kelly. Oh, I'm so having tacos for dinner. I said I was going to the other night, but I didn't. So I'm absolutely having tacos for dinner tonight. I have some shells downstairs. So. All right. This is related to, from Kristen from Uncover the News. Thank you. At 4250. Trump bans Harvard from admitting new international students. Will the courts allow this to stick? I thought they already stopped him. Didn't they already stop him from doing that? The thing is, Harvard has quite an endowment, and they can hire really good lawyers. This is pathetic. You still try to knock down Harvard. And the thing is, it isn't... Part of the problem with Trump's argument is that he's singling out a one college, his one university. Four of Cups, refusal, adding insult to injury. Those are students trying to come get an education. Three of Pentacles. There's the plan, but there's Dumpy's victory. So he has this, but it feels very small. Like he's like the judiciary would stop it, but he would pretend that he won. Alex says, I wonder how the supply of taco shells is doing. I need to make a grocery order, obviously. Rita, yes, he is pathetic and disgusting. Temperance, this is a slow your roll. There's the Fool, Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is not going to stand. No, not going to stand. Okay. Oh boy. All right. So, I get to introduce you to someone. Oh, the pain. Let me pull this up. Oh dear. No, it's not there. Here it is. Oh dear. So Trump has hired someone to lead the U.S. terror prevention. We are 46 minutes in. 46:10. Dumpy has hired someone to head U.S. terror prevention. What's the problem? Yeah? What could possibly be the problem? Share screen. Thomas, I'm guessing it's Fugate? Fugate? I don't know. But he's 22 years old. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. He's 22 years old. He had a small, lawn care business, very small, and he bagged groceries. That's his resume. Counter-terrorist chief was pulling up weeds just 5 years ago. He's 22. That's him. This man has been tasked by Donald Trump with tackling U.S. extremism. Yeah. Okay. This is, according to the Youngsters LinkedIn page, Daily Beast. Oh, sometimes I adore you. The youngster, self-employed. There isn't much on his resume to suggest he has the requisite skills to weed out terrorists. And while studying for a degree in politics and law, he worked at an H-E-B supermarket in Austin, Texas. So, yeah. Do you feel safer? Do you feel safer already? I feel safer already. I cannot. Yep, they went there. Yep, cat toy. They went there. Thank you, Sandra. Fiola Blue's saying this is deliberate sabotage. Oh, apparently he has a mean raised eyebrow, somebody said. What's going on? Oh, Sarah had a comment on this one. Shouldn't one requirement for a job this big be that you are legally old enough to rent a car? I don't think that's a lot to ask. Cat, you cannot make this up. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. There's a thief card. Burden, as long as he's willing to do the Orange Fiera's bidding. Wheel of Fortune, oh, it's raising him right up. Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands. Yeah, as long as he's doing the felon's bidding. That's his job, to do the felon's bidding. Not to do a good job, not to bring any expertise. Nope. Complete suck up. And look, I know there are exceptions, but as far as I'm concerned, it's not the same, but it's in the same ballpark as people who date someone in their early 20s and they're 20, 30, 40 years older than that person. You're one way or the other, no matter how much you say that they have an old soul or whatever, you're molding them. That's what you're doing. You're molding them. They haven't formed their own core identity yet. It's not settled. You're molding them. In some cases, that molding turns into growing. But no, that's why you get the Doge infants and you get this youngster, because he's willing to toe the party line. So, jeez. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, I don't have time to get through. I don't have time to get to that today, Kristen, but thank you for sharing. All right, we're at 52 minutes, so I want to make certain we get to any questions I don't get to. I will roll over to tomorrow, and I'll be looking for more questions tomorrow. Always. Oh, by the way, First Circuit Court of Appeals has denied the Trump administration's request to lift a lower court injunction that blocks efforts to dismantle the Department of Education. And the court has ordered all employees reinstated. Yeah. Oh, the failures. Oh, the giant failure. President failure. Okay. All right, Sarah had a just for fun, a light for fun question about the future. Let's do that. The iconic Goodyear Blimp is 100 this week. To celebrate, the current airship fleet did laps around what once housed the original hangars back in 1925. Will we see new innovations in travel soon that stand the test of time, even if they're a bit quirky? Well, I mean, there was a lot of thought when the Empire State Building went up that at the top you could have dirigibles hooking up there, so you wouldn't even need like a proper airport. They would just stop at the top of the tall building. Warrior Witch says, I really like this new, is that drink called Schadenfreude? I do too. Mayor says Ukrainian drones weren't enough, Sarah. I'll have to share that with her. Well, in the past, we have been contained. Honestly, there's nothing here that we don't already know about. I mean, at some point, we're going to figure out what's going on with the UAPs. Like, how are they able to move the way that they can? So, Warrior Rich, that is true. The news is easier to watch these days if you have the Benny Hill music in the background. Yes. But this is a lot going through the air. We know we're going to have drones delivering parcels at some point. Thief card. Technology is going to bounce back around. Things are going to start moving faster and faster and faster. So what is the government willing to do? My understanding is that there was somewhere, was it in New York? It was somewhere up there where they had charging stations set up specifically for Teslas, and the state has taken those out and put in more generic ones. Gotta get the state backing this idea. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups. Safety concerns. See, so there's nothing here that's really whiz-bang. But that doesn't mean that we are not going into an acceleration unlike anything in our history. And frankly, an acceleration to the point of that our brains didn't evolve to handle yet fully. I mean, oh, thank you, Lisa. It really helps. Thank you. I mean, I've talked about many times how the human brain, especially people on the right, they're not good. People in general are not good at wrapping their heads around how many people are on this planet, because we didn't evolve with that. We evolved with our this little clan, this little group, that little group. For most of human history, if you met 150 people in your whole life, that was, ooh. We can't, it is very, very hard for the human brain to wrap around the idea of millions, let alone billions of people. So there's a bias in basic decision making that's, well, this will affect my people, even when they don't quite think it through. So we're in for a ride, but we're going to get through it together. All right. UAPs. Did I say the wrong thing? Unidentified aerial phenomenon? Possibly. Okay. All right. It is 1:08 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel with Sarah. As usual, you're always welcome. We're just going to be productive and encourage you. That's it. That's all there is to it. But we do it together. And people there are really productive. It's like, wow. So other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow, as always. I wanted to figure out when exactly it was 5.5 years. When is 5.5 years that I think it might be end of this month. Yeah. And I know I'm set to hit 2,500 videos on this channel on the last day of September. So, yeah. All right. Please remember you're not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead. So hang in there. All right. And I'll see you later. All right. Be well. Be well. Be well. Okay. Be well. Hey, Mark. Thank you. Thanks, Valerie. Thank you, DL.